Boo. Hello. It's time for some work. And this time it's not music related. Believe it or not, I do other stuff than write music, which is just shocking, really. I didn't think it could be done either. But nevertheless, here we are. I do actually have some music playing right now, but you can't hear it. So take that. At least, I hope not, because I muted it. Hopefully it doesn't come through on my microphone either. That might be a bit distracting. So, man, I think I want a chalky shake. Oh well. I mean, I guess I could just go get it right now. Leave you guys here for 20 minutes and come back with a chalky shake. No music, you're good? Okay. I mean, okay, here's the thing, right? Um, a while ago, I compiled. Oh, I'm so big on this. Hold on. Uh, there you go. You guys weren't prepared for how big I was. I went through Wikimedia Commons, and I think another. I forgot what it's called. It's not MuseScore, it's like Muse something, I think. But there are websites that post um, classical music performances licensed under Creative Commons. And if you don't know what Creative Commons is, it's basically royalty free. It's a little more than that. It's not just royalty free. It's more like the people that created this work, they put it under a license. Sorry, the music's kind of distracting me. I put it under a license so that it's easier for people to share and distribute and use in their own work. So basically they're saying, hey, you can use my work in your own work. You don't have to ask for permission. Just credit me. That's basically what that means. And I used to play some of that on my streams. I have two playlists of classical music, one of Baroque music and one of like romantic piano music. So I used to play those on my streams, but um, because YouTube's copyright system is very correct and always right, some of those tracks get taken anyway, even though they're, I have the license. I own the license. I even made a Google Doc listing credits and the licenses to each of the tracks that I picked. That's not really a battle I felt like fighting though. When it came to like copyright stuff, I just didn't feel like fighting that. It doesn't really matter that much. So I just don't play the music no more. Whoops. Well, that means you can just imagine your own music. I guess I could play something lame like lo-fi beats or something, but whatever. Not that that's lame, but it's pretty lame. Never trust YouTube copyright. I mean, I appreciate that they have that system there, because when you step back and think about it, like Twitch doesn't have anything like that. If you get copyright like claimed on Twitch, it's over. That entire thing is just gone. But at least YouTube, like, it's annoying, but it's more forgiving, like vastly more forgiving, but it is annoying. So that's just the way it is. AI flooded the lo-fi genre. I mean, I don't know, because I haven't I to be honest, I haven't listened to lo-fi in such a long time that I have no idea. However, I've always said that lo-fi is like the most inoffensive music that there is. No one is complaining about listening to lo-fi. Um, but that also means it's not always particularly compelling, if you know what I mean. Kind of like not everyone likes classical and not everyone likes, EDM and stuff, but everyone can kind of agree that lo-fi is pretty listenable. Elevator music. It really is. That and like bossa nova, right? And elevator music. Very listenable, very okay. No one's gonna get mad at you for that. Okay. So today we're gonna do hold on, OBS. This is a project that I've been wanting to do for a while, and it's rigging the tiny chibi. I do have this one, the old one. There are problems with it, which is why I want to redo it. First of all, it's really slow with all the line art in place. This one was just kind of a get my feet wet into trying out 2D armatures and using Blender. If only it... Bro, you're the Eevee shader. You're the easiest, Eeveest shader. Why don't you just compile instantly so I can show people? I literally pulled up this project file for a slight showcase. Why are you taking forever? My computer's fans have turned on like it's computing like all the digits of pi or something. Just show me the money. Please. Alright, well, I guess I'm waiting. There you go. Alright, so we have... This is the current armature as it... Hold on, let me get rid of the overlay. It's fully rigged. It can move around. It's very groovy. I believe also, if I could remember my keybinds, there are some options here too for changing things. So I have some toggles here. But unfortunately the lag hit so hard even my laptop started lagging. That's crazy and pretty cool. Right, and there are some flaws with this. First of all, the way that I've done the line art, let's see here, it's a single object. Because without this, right now, it's just a bunch of like meshes, as we saw in the... Okay, when I really thought that opening this project opened like a separate Blender window, but clearly it didn't. Okay, whatever, it's fine. But anyway, like it looks like this, and then I just add the line art on top of it to, you know, make it pop. That does mean that the line art currently looks like this, which is just unacceptable. Like, this is just so ugly, and it's difficult to maintain, and I have to put it in a very specific... I have to put everything in its own collection, and it's just, like, so compartmentalized and very messy, and I don't like it. Especially because, like, when I take... Because this is all that's in this Blender project. When I take this and put it into another, like, link it into another Blender project, I have to link all of this stuff, tons and tons of things, which is really annoying. And also, the line art, the way I have it is really slow, and I think I know exactly why. I think it got improved recently with some Blender updates, so it's like okay now. But I think especially when you like animate, it's pretty slow. And also you see there, the frames are moving here. There's like some weird artifacts going on, which is just I don't even know why. Like here you can see that there. This is even... Is that like the keybind? Control Alt Z? Is that it? Nope. Is it Shift Alt Z? It's Shift Alt Z. Thank you. Okay. Let's see here that this is not supposed to overlap, but then when I move it, whatever. The point is that this is terrible. So I want to redo this. And you can see there are some weird artifacts here at the elbows. You can also see the back there. Very safe for work. So, although this armature, this is more of just like a proof of concept, right? But it is fully working. Alright, cool. So one of the things that is kind of, I think, contributes to the weird line art problem is that the meshes here have a lot of vertices, kind of unnecessarily. There is a little bit of, like, mesh consolidate. The word in Blender is decimate, but not everyone knows what that means. It means more like the quality is reduced in favor of performance. And I did do that here, but I think I want to take it a little bit more extreme and have a bit finer control over that. So let's get to work. Open recent, this one, okay. So I want to at least start by assigning some vertex groups for heavy decimation and some lighter decimation and maybe almost no decimation. So right now I just have a heavy one applied. You can see here the quality is really, really reduced. But that's okay because a lot of this is going to be covered up by the line art. So I think the things I can get away with decimating a bunch I will do, and then the things, okay, whatever. I'll just get to it. So I'll choose which one of you can take heavy defamation. I'll choose which one of you can take some heavy defamation, and I think that's going to be the big girls, and then all the little details I can put elsewhere. And let me vertex groups. Man, my vertex groups are, I'm gonna have so many vertex groups. Or maybe like vertex groups, maybe, isn't there also like a vertex paint? I'll have to try a vertex paint because I want to see if I can exploit vertex paint so I can use that to create some outlines. And then I'll use geometry nodes for that, which is why I have this window pulled up. Hello. Okay, so all these big girls here, let me do this, it's easier to see. Of the new mini Shirgi. It sure is. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, actually, let's have the arm parts be in a separate decimation category, and I'll let the legs and the torso and the hair, and I guess the boots too, those guys can all be for heavy decimation. So assign you guys here. There we go. And I hope you guys can hear my wonderful keyboard sounds nice and crisp. So if I select all these, you can see these are all part of that. I wish there was an easier way to tell just by like looking. There's no like indicator that these are part of this vertex group, but that's fine. Which means that all you guys, I guess I can just do this. We'll put you in a new group. Heavy, medium. And then we'll have one for little defamation. We'll have some little defamation going on here. Let's do the eyebrows. All these things that are part of the face, the eyes, the eyelashes, the mouths. I want to preserve the detail on those, but they're not going to have outlines applied to them anyway, so it doesn't really matter. These parts here are going to need some outlines, so I will decimate them accordingly. Okay, decimate more and assign that. Okay, so all you guys should be assigned to your vertex groups correctly. Okay, and I guess I'll just lock them. Pretty gumdrops. Have the heavy decimation be applied to these guys. Okay, maybe that's a bit too much. Seems to change based on the total vertex count. Oh, there you go. Let's see what it looks like with the textures. I mean, I can always change this later, which is why I did it like this. Maybe a little bit less. No. I think that's okay for now. That's a heavy decimate. Can I make folders? What is unassigned? Non-assets? What? Oh, is this a geometry nodes? I see. I see they haven't added a way to make folders of modifiers. I guess you could do that just with geometry nodes. Is there a geometry nodes for decimates? Okay, can you select the, thank you. Mesh operations. I can just search no, maybe like, I don't know what it would be under. I don't know why it wouldn't be named the same thing, but I'm just guessing that the decimate feature isn't part of the geometry nodes. Or if it is, it's under, it's probably under some different name for some reason. Topology. No, dual mesh. What the heck is dual mesh? Convert faces into vertices and vertices into faces. What? Okay, why would you want to do that? Yeah, I'm guessing that's not in there, so I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Can you duplicate? Oh, you can duplicate modifiers. There you go. Can you be in the medium one? Unsubdivide. Okay, which one of you is the medium ones? I think it, yeah, these guys here. Oh my gosh, how bony is that? Oh, too much. Seems to be like a threshold here where it just starts collapsing. Okay, I want you guys to have plenty of detail because you are the hands. A little more than that. Okay, I'm okay with that. Again, I can always change it later, which is the beauty of non-destructive editing with these modifiers. What is this? Invert. No, don't do that. And here you'll have low decimation, so just enough to kind of reduce the face count because it's by default it's like really large. If we open edit mode here, you can see how many vertices are making this mesh. It's too many. So I'm going in here and fixing it. Why is the factor of 1.0 vertex group strength? Oh, is that like if vertex groups overlap? That's kind of weird. Well, anyway. A little more resolution than that. That's good. Okay. I will also be using, or no, I said I was going to use, what is it, vertex paints here. And I can choose colors and stuff. Okay, I'm going to have to pull up Pure Ref real quick. Okay, hold on. And here. Let me, where's my File Explorer? I'm going to import an image in here. Miscellaneous. Did I not just have a normal, what? I could have sworn I had a normal, I could have sworn I had like a normal T-pose one, but I guess I don't. I really thought I did. Did I just forget to have it? I swear I have an image of it around here somewhere. I guess I can just use the old one as a reference. That's fine. I'm just confused now why I don't have an image of it. Okay, well, let's go get one then. This is saved. Do I like reset all of the bones and all of the everything? There you go. Let's do a camera view. Get rid of all that. Okay. How wonderfully goofy. You're my reference now. Doink. Or actually, I'll get rid of the line art. I think that'll be more useful. I guess I'll have both. And put that in my Pura file. This is so stupid. Okay. So you can see here in PureRef I have my reference images. I'd also like to use this to color pick, so that'll be good. Okay, vertex paint. Why did you allow me to do vertex paint and then you're not showing me where the vertices are? That doesn't make any sense. I don't really know how this works. I can't see the vertex colors. Why can't I do that? Isn't it vertex paint mode? Why am I not able to see the vertex paints? Is it because it's currently black and that's the default color? What if I make it like pink? No, there you go. Now I can see it. Can I see each vertex individually, or is it just not gonna show me that? Surely there's a way. Hold on. A stencil show wire. Well, that's not helpful. I don't want to see the wireframe. I want to see the vertices. each little vertex. Origins, light colors, fade inactive geometry, whatever that means. No, 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 this is all wrong. No, no, no. Okay, whatever. That is something we'll have to deal with later. I can paint an entire mask. Okay, I'm sure we'll figure it out once we do the geometry node things. But for now, I just wanted to make sure that all of this was in place. So now that I have this, let's do some geometry node magic. So what's going to happen here is I think I'm going to take I'm going to take the geometry data, I'm going to read the vertex paint data, and I need to check if the vertex paint is not black, which is the default, or clear. I'm pretty sure the default is black, but I don't know. Because I don't think there's an alpha when it comes to that, but... yeah, I read the vertex data, check if it's not... okay, you know, I should probably just make a demo one, so let's do the hair first. Let's do a... how do I read vertex paint using this anyway? Mesh, read... vertex neighbors... no, or attribute. I think attribute's what we want. Capture attribute, blur attribute, mix attribute values of neighboring elements. Okay. Capture the attribute about the point. But no, I want to capture... no, no, that's completely wrong. No, wait, I want to... how in tarnation am I constant? Gizmo? What's a gizmo? Oh, hi Gizmo. I see. It's for making your own stuff. Well, that's not what I need. I need to read vertex paint. That's a point. Oh, whatever. I don't know why I'm complaining. I have the internet. Okay. If I do a... how do I change what it's trying to capture though? A color tag? That's not what I want. Do I need to add another panel? What is a panel? How do I... inputs? No, wait, wait, no. No, what? No. No, capture. Oh my gosh! That's how I capture stuff. I see. I'm learning. Can you capture... capture a 4x4 matrix from every face corner? No, capture a color. The color from the points, from the face corner, from the spline, the instance, edge. Okay, I should probably paint something and then I'll see weight paints. No. Texture paints. No. Vertex paint. Okay, and I'll select the color from over here. Hello. Select this color. If my color picker would work. There you go. Perfect. And then paste it in here. Amazing. And then I'll paint. Let me make this like gray so it's easier to see. There you go. And now you guys are getting all painted. Can I just select the whole face and paint it? Why is it like... how do I paint an entire face? Okay, whatever. This will work. What's that? Is that erasing? What does this mean? The average. Annotates. I don't need an annotation. What do I need? Attribute, face corner. Maybe like outline color. How do I choose what I'm taking? Floats. How does this work? Vertex data, color attributes. There you go. Okay, I need to be able to capture this thing. Do I need to Oh no, how does this work? Oh wait, is it in object info? No, no, that doesn't make any sense. That's from another thing. I mean, I know geometry nodes have changed, so I'm not sure if all these forum posts are exactly going to be what I want. Hello. Attribute, okay. Attribute, named attribute. Oh, here. Maybe capture attribute is incorrect. Maybe named attribute is what we want. Thanks, Blender. Exists. No, does it? Color. Yes. Yes. Get the outline color. Thank you. And then, but where did everyone go? There you go, you're back. Okay, so you're currently brown. That's what we want. It's because the outline here is going to be brown. Okay, and then what I need to do is... First I'll get out of vertex paint mode because it doesn't matter. And what I want to do is at least have a system where I can convert certain objects to have outlines and certain ones to not. So I guess I was going to do that based on the vertex paint, I think. Okay, so per vertex, I need to check the color. Is there like how do I check like compare? Constant. Warning, I can make an error. Info. Subscribe. That's pretty good info. Replace materials. Simulation. What? What's this? How do I use... I'm getting too far. There's too many new things. I don't need to know about them. Here, how do I do math with colors? Texture, utilities. Here, color. Black body, combined color, mixed color. Mixed color. Okay. If I take this color, if I take this and combine it with black, and if I... What are all these? Color, hue, multiply... No. Yes. No. Darken. I need to check if the color is... Okay, you know what? No, I really want to do it this way because it makes it easier for me to control... Oh no. But also... Oh man, this is going to be trickier than I thought. So I could have one... I could create one outer line object. But that wouldn't account for all of the outlines that like overlap each other, like in here where the meshes overlap. So I can't just do one in an outer. It'd have to be per object. Some objects can clip above these, which... Okay. And also, I need to make it so that it like dynamically clips, right? Because like for the arms here, it like this part here, there's no outline, right? Because these two objects overlap. I guess I can just make them part of the same thing, like part of the same group, and then just draw an outline around them. Okay, that might work. I'm gonna figure it out. So per object, or per group of objects, which I guess I do have these vertex groups, I can say you are part of like the hair, and then you're part of the hair group, and therefore you... But that means I would need like a lot of... I guess there's a switch, right? If I remember correctly, there should be a... Yeah, switch. A switch... Oh my gosh. Switch geometry. No, switch is not enough. I need for each menu switch, index switch. Here. I think this is what I want. A multiple... Wait. No. I need the opposite. I need to... The vector... Oh my gosh. Uh, let's just make a new group here. I'll call it hair underscore front. And you will be part of that vertex group, and you're probably going to be the only thing in there. So I want to take all of the things from this. I guess this will output either true or false, right? So per vertex. So all I need to do is discriminate against all those that aren't part of it. I'm just not entirely sure how to do that because I'm very new to this whole thing here. Mesh. How do I delete faces? Sample. No. Topology. No. I think operations is what I want. Maybe mesh boolean. No, that's for multiple meshes. How do I is it just like a is it utilities switch for each math? Is it math? Integer math? No. Matrix. No, it's not for deprecated. I don't need those. How do I maybe under geometry. Read sample rights. No. Operations. Bake bounding box. Delete geometry. I can do that. Okay, I deleted that one. I need to do the opposite of that though. Also, aren't you do booleans? That might make it easier. And then I need to do an invert. How do I do an invert rotation? No, maybe like a multiply. Or I think it's just called math actually. Or boolean math. Not. There you go. So now I have just this. Maybe this feels kind of clunky though, having two nodes. Is there just one node that I can use instead of deleting all the other geometry, just focusing on the one geometry? How do I do that? Operations and delete, duplicate, transform, separate components, separate geometry. Oh, hold on. Maybe separate geometry is what I want. So, yoink, there you go, beautiful. And then inverted, awesome. Point, edge, instance, just do point, I guess. Okay, so now that I have just this, what I want to do is, maybe I should make a group here before I do anything wacky. How do I make a group? Frame. Isn't there a keybind for frame? I can't remember what it is. Join a new frame. Oh, there you go. Is there a keybind for that? Control J. Sure. Let me name you. Node label. Is this the label that I want? Yep. Okay, and you will be my hair front. And so I have this. I've taken all that geometry, and now what I need to do is what do I need to do? I need to add an outline to it. So what I'm going to do is, I think there's actually multiple ways to do this. I could use a grease pencil. I could use whatchamacallit, a curve. A curve introduces new geometry though, so I think a grease pencil might be what we want. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that though. Can I convert instance mesh? How do I do that? Operations, primitives, topology. No, none of that's what I want. I know you can yeah, you can convert curves to grease pencil, but I can convert mesh to curves and then mesh and then curves to grease pencil. This might be interesting. If I do like that and then do like that, it's so stupid. Oh, why is it giving me a warning? Non-instance curves are ignored. I don't care about that. Okay, I can kind of barely see the grease pencil there. I don't know if you can too. Okay, can I change the color of that? It's material maybe. Place material, set material. So I think grease pencil works in materials weirdly. There's no like dedicated grease pencil like menu here. So I guess I'm just gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way with materials. What is material index? No, set material. Yeah, set it to, I don't know, I guess I'll just have to make a new one. Do I have to make like a special grease pencil one? Wait, but I just want to set it to the color that already exists in the attribute. How do I do that? It's not even possible. Material, because I have the color. All I need to do is set a color. What if I search for color? Input constant color. No. How do I assign a color? Is that even possible? I can set a texture. That's what I need. Replace material. Retrieve the index of the material used for each element in the geometry. No. Provide a selection of faces that use a specified material. No. Assign a material to geometry elements. Can I change material properties in the geometry nodes? Surely I can, right? Right? I have no idea. Operations. Set id. No, no, no. Oh, why can't I just set a color of stuff? Why has that gotta be so wrong? Texture. Utilities, color. No strings. None of these are what I need. Smooth. That's not what I need either. What the heck is the point of having this color thing if you ain't even gonna let me do no color of it? I'm disappointed. Oh wait. Color. No, that's just the color of the node. Dang it. It tricked me. How dare you? I guess I can maybe output the grease pencil to some other object. Can't I? Can you output to another object? Is that even possible? That's another group output. If I did output this, what would that even look like? Oh, I just outputted a grease pencil thing. Type. Oh, material. No. Image. Object, menu, collection, texture. No, none of these are what I need. Is what I want just not possible with geometry nodes at the moment? I mean, I guess it's not impossible that that's the case. Okay, well, that kind of puts a dent in my plans then of using this to do my thing. But I just really, I really thought it would be possible. Set point radius. No, no, no. I guess I'll just have to set some materials, which is, I guess, fine, and then use weight paint, I guess, instead of the color. Okay, I can do weight paints. That'll be kind of similar, I guess, just not vertex color. What the heck is this vertex color good for then, if it's not just gonna let me set the colors? Surely there's a reason why it exists then. Okay. Let's see. What do people use this for, if not for that? Okay, that's just documentation, that doesn't mean anything. Oh, actually, no, wait, that makes sense. No, you set the, no, I can keep those, it's just that I just set those colors in the shading tab. So I go here and I'm like, oh, where's my, object. Hold on, can I put you right here? And I guess I'll do a combine, add mesh, join tree. There you go. Doink. Okay, and the grease pencil is, I think it's there, it's just really hard to see. Okay, so that's there, and then I need to go here to shading, and then, what do I do? Attributes, or color attribute, I guess? Nope. Color attribute, thank you. Okay, and there you go. And but I need to apply that, or wait, no, I'm doing this in the wrong one. Let's do this, call you Atlas. And then I need another material here called, let's call it underscore outline. And the outline here will be kind of simple, color attribute, take the outline color and just kind of put that there. I think that'll be okay. If I go back here, then I guess we'll just have to set the material. Like, and set you to be the outline. Okay, well that hasn't quite worked. Now why didn't it? All I did was set the color outline. Does it need to be more than that? And I set the color, didn't I? Yeah, it is painted. Well, then I don't really know why it's not showing up here, unless I need to make a specific texture, but I feel like this should have worked. Even if I set it to like a mission. Oh, that didn't change anything. Okay, well, if not this, then what is it? Is it that set materials doesn't work for grease pencil objects? But I could swear that it does. I'm pretty sure that's how that works, is it not? Set outline. I mean, okay. Let's do a little that's what I thought. Some of these nodes that appear in the documentation seem to have been deprecated. What version of Blender is this? This is version 4.4. I haven't updated my version of Blender. Man, I'm behind. Oh, that's right, Blender 5.0 came out and I am not using it right. Well, I know what I'm doing. I can't believe I'm working on a stupid outdated version. I didn't even notice. I was so excited to like use the new update and I just forgot to do it. Okay. And let me go down like that. Hopefully it's nice and streamlined. 5.01. Yeah, sure. I'm downloading it on stream now. Very riveting, I know. This is gonna take a whole 23 seconds. This is a long time. My friends ain't quite gotten back to me about our recording sessions, so I guess we ain't just gonna have that none. I was so excited for it too. But oh well. Maybe next week. Okay. Oh my gosh, that was so loud. It better be installing. Preparing to install. Alright, you guys want to see the installation process of Blender? It's very difficult. Yep, it's, yeah, sure, you can have all my data. Oh. copying new files. Updating component registration. Okay. The Sailor Moon. You think so? Are you sure? Okay. Under 5.0, I probably need to put the shortcut, unless I replaced the shortcut. Did it? Oh, no, there are two shortcuts here. There's Blender, and there's Blender 5.0. Well, do they lead to the same place? Oh no, you go to Blender 4.4. Get out of here. No, do the Blender 5.0. You need to do the, can I pin you to my, how do I forgot how to pin stuff to the start menu. I think I need to open it first, or pin to start. There you go. Okay, and also open it. It's pretty crucial. The same version because I'm too lazy to manually download each new version. That's so fair. I think on Steam I have 2,000 hours in Blender, but I started working on it. Import, please import. Thank you. Nice. You did import my right-click select, right? Yep. Right-click select all day, baby. Alright, get out of here. If you're a plebeian left-click selector, then you're stupid and dumb. Got him. Wow, this looks ever so slightly different. Oh, never mind. It has to compile Eevee engine shaders, of course. Just do your work, I guess. Hold on. I was listening to the Planet Suite, but it finished. Neptune just finished, so it looped all the way back to Mars, and hold on. It's very important that I choose some music to listen to. Let's see this. This one should keep us busy. Okay. Get out of here. There you go. Beautiful set grease pencil color. See, this is what I was excited for. Wait, hold on. Has anything else changed? Just like in the main stuff? Anything changed here that I noticed off the bat? Any new modifiers now that I'm in the latest version finally? Oh right, they added new array stuff. I'm not exactly sure what that looks like. Let me just try this in a new file. I'm gonna play around a little bit first with some of the new features. Yeah, there's like... Oh, that's cool. Oh, weird. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, randomize. Oh, fun. Flipping. It's just a cube, so I won't notice, but that's pretty cool. Okay, anything else? My legacy array. Curve to tube. Sure. Oh, I think they also made, they took, whatchamacallit, not advanced subdivision, multi-resolution, adaptive subdivision, that's the word. I think they made it like, it's out of experimental now. What the heck is optimal display? Skip displaying interior subdivision, okay, whatever. Anything, I know instances are cool now. Anything else? Deform, nothing looks new there. Generate, okay, I guess that's all the, I think there were more stuff, but I think most of the thing was the quality of life, and array was like the big, cool new thing. Anything change about Eevee got ray tracing. Oh wait, I think it, no wait, this is already here. I can't remember if it was called ray tracing before though, but it might not have been because I was surprised to see ray tracing here. It's like, whoa, new feature, and I thought about it, it's like, oh wait, that was here before. Okay, well I think I selected it and Blender is currently not responding because it's probably compiling 10,000 shaders in the background right now. Oh my gosh. Okay. There you go, finally. Anything change with cycles? Wait, did it change my... Hold on. Preferences... Okay, it should still be using optics, okay. Just checking. Anything wacky here? What are these? Oh, they're presets. That's cool. I think baking changed slightly, but I can't remember. I can't remember if they was. Are you a femboy? Great question. Here. Okay. So, right, here. We take the color. Attribute, named attribute, yes. And I take the color input of my outline color, and I add that here. Boink. And did it work? It sure did not, because I haven't even added the geometry. Man, I'm a genius. Okay, well, nothing happens. Oh, that's not good. What happened to my geometry? I can still see it here, but it didn't change the fill. No, it changed the stroke. But why didn't it change the color? Change the color. Change the color. Can I see it all by its lonesome? See, it's just gray. Why are you gray? Ugh. I need you to be the color. The color, please. I need color. Do I need to like enable something here, like a pass depth? I notice here they got rid of the Z pass. Oh, grease pencil. Never mind, that didn't do anything. Why won't it work? Will cycles render it? No, because cycles is stupid. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I accidentally rendered the kernels. No, don't do that. Do I need to separately do it here? Small threshold. What's a small threshold? What is freestyle? There's so many new terms for me to learn. Oh my goodness. Okay, well... Why didn't you? Why didn't you do what I want? Oh my goodness. Selection. No, what? It looks so simple. Did it just not save the color from my vertex paint correctly, or? No, it is colored. Look at that brown. I need the outline to be brown. And I created a grease pencil of the outline, so why isn't it brown? Just make it brown. Is it... I'm almost... Is it not receiving the color correctly? I don't see why it wouldn't be. Pressure curve, grease pencil, and then yes, set grease pencil color. Do I need to do something else in the middle here? Oh, whoa, more stuff. Set grease pencil softness, depth. Grease pencil the curves, merge layers. Is there a direct mesh to grease pencil? That might be better. Sample, right, operations. No, there's only mesh to Sedif grid. What's that? Scale elements, subdivide mesh, extrude mesh. No, no, no. These are not what I want at all. Set mesh normal, read, mesh island. No, 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 no. I need... Yeah, okay. I don't think there's any direct thing. We have to go through this here. Edges, faces. Face attributes are propagated to curves. No, just do this. And get out of vertex paint mode. Go back to object mode. Yeah, I can see the grease pencil outline here. I can see it. I am seeing it. I'm also seeing that the outlines don't... They're not good enough. They don't conform to the mesh quite enough. I'll have to re-decimate them, but whatever. That can be changed later. What I need to do now is figure out why the color isn't working. Why aren't you? I can see it. I smell it. I can see it and I can smell it. So why isn't it working? I just want the colors to do color things. Geometry data. Reorder mesh spatially. Mesh. Attributes of map. I don't need an of map right now. Pass index. No, these are for materials. That's not what I need. I don't need it for materials. Material is not what I material. Maybe grease pencil doesn't go into geometry. Does it go somewhere else? There's a grease pencil output. I don't think that's exactly... Like if I just cut that off. That doesn't even show up. What? Why don't you show up? Please. Do I need to make it output to a separate object? I don't even think that's possible. Can you do that? Sockets. Type. Oh my gosh. That's... What is a... What is a bundle? What's a closure? No. Geometry is what I... Just combine the geometries. Thank you. Get rid of this and this, whatever that is. Would you blend in this? And why is the color not changing? Okay, you know what? Maybe I should just read Blender 5 geometry nodes. So you know maybe they have done something that I haven't quite noticed. Only operate on meshes. No, I set the color. The input grease pencil geometry. I have that a boolean field which elements of the value of true will be modified. Is it not just all of them by default? Why isn't it changing? Why aren't you changing color? Just change the color. How hard can it be to change the color? What? Working space. Why isn't it changing the color? Okay, hold on. What if I just change it to an arbitrary color? Nope, that doesn't seem to be working either. I made a bright red. I should be able to notice if it gets changed to bright red. What? Do I need to... I don't need to select it, do I? It should just be normal selected like by default, right? All of them should be selected by default. Change the fill. Change the... Why can't I see? Is it being hidden by the mesh somehow? Like, is it overlapping in such a way that it won't let me see it? That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but... Okay, what if I just cut out this? So I see, yep, this is only the grease pencil object. Let me just rename this. And... change the color. Change the color. Oh my gosh. Maybe there is a more idiomatic way of doing this that I'm just not understanding. This is not what I need. Like other elements in Blender, points and strokes can be moved G, rotated R, scaled S as described. I know that. I know that. Just how do I... Why isn't it converting? What a mess. Why is... Do I need to enable something? Is it... Am I just missing something to enable? Because right now it's just clear and gray. I don't want it to be clear and gray. I want to see it. Let me see it. Setting the color didn't do anything. I don't understand why it didn't. I've converted all of this outline. Translate blah 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 blah. the new live service game is just how many new terms, mechanics, and shortcuts you need to learn. I know a surprising amount of shortcuts. I don't even think I know a tenth of them. Okay, hold on. Any nodes here that I might have missed because I literally just updated Blender on stream and I might have, maybe there's something new that would help, but I don't know what it would be. A smooth geometry, sort elements, geometry to instance, join geometry, geometry inputs, selection. I can literally just select things using a box. That's actually kind of cool. Curve, sample curve. I fit it on 3 A4 pages. Me at 14 couldn't, me at 24 still can't. What, knowing all the shortcuts? I mean, there's only a few shortcuts you need, which by the way, I don't know if you guys knew this, but you can scale and rotate nodes. I make sure to show this off every Blender thing I did. You can scale nodes. It's so stupid, but I love it. Do the grease pencil color before the mesh to grease pencil thing. I can try. Well, but why would that? Why would that do anything? Or because this isn't a grease pencil. No, this is a grease pencil. Go here, unless you meant something else. Because this takes a grease pencil inputs, and it has a grease pencil outputs. Or just geometry, right? And join geometry, and it should do that. It should do it correctly. There's no like dedicated grease pencil output. I'm pretty sure there isn't. Float, integer, boolean, vector, color, rotation, matrix, string. What does it even look like to output a matrix? How do you see that? Okay, whatever. String, menu, object, geometry, collection, image, material, bundle, closure. Don't know what half of those mean. What the heck is a closure? But no, none of those are grease pencil. And I don't think having a separate grease pencil geometry output is going to work either. No, see, it just doesn't even show up there. Because it acts like a pencil and you have to get a color before you draw with it. Okay, I understand what you mean. But then how would I do that? If I put it here with the curves. No. Can I set a grease pencil material? Depth, softness. No, merge layers. Oh, but then but then what is it? Set color and opacity attributes on grease pencil geometry. That's what it says it do. Okay, hold on. Oh my gosh. What if I just enable all these? Is that going to change anything? Nope. I don't think I need to do that. I think combine is good enough. Material override. Material override to all other materials in this layer. That's pretty cool, actually. I can change the entire scene to have one material. That's actually kind of awesome. I can't remember what shape keys were used for. I remember watching a tutorial about them, but I don't remember. Okay, whatever. I'm getting distracted by all the weird stuff. Still, I don't understand why the grease pencil isn't... It's not doing what I want. There's no... Okay, so if I just walk through my process here, just thinking out loud, what I did have here is just like this general geometry. Right, I have this texture atlas that I have. I've taken some of the geometry, which I've put into a vertex group, that's the name. I have a vertex group for this specific face here. So it goes into here, and then I select that one, and then I convert it to a curve, and then I convert it to a grease pencil, because there's no direct geometry to grease pencil. So I have to convert it to a curve and then a grease pencil. I'm pretty sure, because I've checked it a bajillion times, but I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Or mesh is what I want. Face, neighbors, planar, no. Sample, rights, operations. Here, there's only mesh to curve. There's no mesh to grease pencil. Edge past the curves. Yeah, mesh to curve is what I want because I can convert curves to grease pencil. Unless I can convert EV render issue. Maybe? Cycles, go! I don't see why it would be though. Okay, rendering done. Never mind it. Did I? Oh, I have no geometry. Well, that makes sense. No. Is there something here in Eevee that I can change? Simplify, depth of field, motion blur, film, performance, grease pencil here. Render, no. Because it is rendering. See, you can see the outline of it. It's just not changing the color of it. And I don't know why the default, something tells me like there's like a rendering issue, because I feel like the default color of the grease pencil would be like white or black or something, not like gray. Actually, I could probably test this by changing the color of the background. Yeah, there you go. You see the color of the grease pencil is changing with the background. So something telling me it's just, yeah, it's probably just not rendering correctly. Let's make it nice and green. Okay. I guess if I've narrowed it down to that, then what could be causing it to not be rendering properly? It's like transparent and not showing up. Okay, here, let me at least try something. What if I aim a camera at it? What happens then? Okay, I have no point of reference here. There you go. So there's the objects. And if I just render this... Oh! But, what? Oh my gosh. Why? 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 Why is... Why is... Oh my god. Are you in the rendered viewport mode? I am here. Rendered. I don't think material preview works either. But it works in the render, but it doesn't work in the viewport. Is there a setting I need to enable that, like... What would that setting be? What's the problem? It shows up in the render. It doesn't show up in the viewports. Why is it not showing up in the viewports? I don't understand. Okay. What is this temporal reprojection? That sounds like something the doctor would throw out when he's operating the TARDIS. I don't understand. Why is it only show up in the render, but not in the viewports? I don't get it. Why is it not showing up in the render? Why is it showing up in the render but not the viewports? To render grease pencil, enable combined and depth passes. Well, clearly it worked for you already. I don't see how enabling depth here would do anything. Nope, didn't change it there. Didn't really change it there either. It's not the existence of a camera either, because the camera, it's not even showing up in the camera in the viewport. Because I know like grease pencil line art depends on the camera, but here it's not even rendering on this camera in the viewport. I don't understand why not. Okay. What could it be? Okay, what if I just put like a normal grease pencil object here? Am I able to see this? What? 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 Why did that work? Why did that work? That doesn't make a single bit of goddamn sense. Oh my goodness gravy. Is it because I added a layer? What if I delete that layer? Nope, it just doesn't exist anymore. Okay, you know what? Even if I were to describe that as a bug, like what would I even say? Because I was gonna check do normal grease pencil objects render correctly, and they do, and also it fixed it. Okay, wait, hold on. What if I like? Okay, fine. Okay, fine. I guess I understand that not many people are doing what I'm doing. Fine. It's fine. And then if I take this attribute and put it here, oh wow, it works like a dream. Beautiful. Oh, perfect. Awesome. Why is this slightly darker? Probably something to something to do with the geometry. Why is it darker here? What is this? Is there like is there an electron? Is that what this is? What's it doing here? I think it might be because the curve isn't cyclic. I don't know how to make it cyclic. It might be because of the way I resampled this. Mesh the curve. Is there a way to like combine it? And topology sample. Oh, I think. Here, can I convert it? Is spine cyclic? I don't want it to know if it is. Set spine cyclic. Spline. Are these splines? I don't know. Let's try that. Yes, make it cyclic. Never mind. That did that. Okay. Fine. That's not correct. What if I do faces? Okay, apparently that little dit is still there even with the faces. Why? What if I remove the... Okay, if I remove the overlay, then it goes away. Is that like a stray... Oh, it might be because of the way it's been decimated. Yeah, it's probably because of the way it's been decimated. It didn't decimate very nicely. I guess that makes sense. Okay, well that's fine. If it goes away when I remove the overlay, then that's fine. Merge double used to be the overlapping things fix. I really do think it's because of the decimation I've applied here. Yeah, if I undecimate it, then it goes away. Because like you see here the original, because I literally took, what I did for this is that I took this texture atlas. Here. Yeah, this texture atlas here. Just put it in puref. I took this, I converted this to a mesh, and then like I applied the colored version, so that, like there's a colored version of this matte. And so I added that here, and then what I'm doing now is I separated all of these guys into a mesh so that I can rig it in an armature, right? And unlike the old version where I made every single object its own separate mesh, which was a nightmare to keep track of, I'm just going to use vertex groups for this one, which should be much easier to import into other projects, which is my main thing. Like, I guess it was okay for the one project, but when I tried to link this into other projects, it imported like 1,000 collections, and it was stupid because the way I did this before is using the line art modifier. or something here. I don't know, but whatever. There was like a grease pencil, there was a line art, and I had like 10 line art modifiers, each assigned to its own collection because it works per collection. And maybe there were vertex groups, but anyway, I didn't like having a bunch of modifiers, and I also didn't like having like a bunch of collections. So hopefully by sticking it all into one mesh, at least as few meshes as possible, and just using vertex groups and weight paints and stuff like that to control it, I should both have finer control and should also be more performance, and it should also be less of a headache to input into other projects. So that's the long and short of it. So that's why I'm going through this trouble here of remaking my own line art kind of thing. Okay, so basically. So why is it decimating these? Aren't you guys not supposed to be part of... So like, why are you selected? What? Your grease pencil. You're not supposed to, or is it because I jump? Nope. Okay. Well, if I... No, you guys are supposed to be part of different ones. You're supposed to be part of the low decimation thingy. So why do you change when I do this? Okay, whatever. It's fine. Here, I'll just get rid of the camera. I don't need that anymore. At least for now. Right, I was gonna change how much this guy is decimated. Because, like, it looks... Well, I guess it's fine. It didn't really look good before, but, like, the thickness of the lines kind of covers it up. Hold on, let me do it like this. I imagine that it'll show up, like, this big on screen. I don't think it'll get any bigger than, like, this. And here, you can't really tell. That is, like... Well, you can kind of tell, but... I add some geometry back. What does that look? Oh my gosh. I think this is good. Okay, we'll keep it like that for now. And then I guess I'll apply this. Let me pull up my reference here. Here's my reference. This is the old rig. I just use it as a reference. So you can see here how the lines are like overlapping, and some things like these parts here are like overlapping here, so they're above this. I'll see if I can figure out a way to make that happen. I know because my first thought of this is that I would just import this whole thing as a grease pencil object, but turning like images, like JPEG or PNG images into grease pencil objects, like it's just, at least in the older versions, it was just not very good, and I don't imagine it'd be any better, because there's like, that kind of feature was really only meant for like repeating textures, not like texture atlases. So I think the way I'm doing it now with meshes is basically the best I'm going to get for this. So, but I gotta figure out how exactly I'm gonna make these guys overlap, and I guess I could do a thing where I take their geometries, like take their mesh geometries, do a Boolean operation on them, like just some very simple add or subtract, and then go from there. I think the pencils are vector based, so that would actually be accurate. That makes sense. Also, notice here, this is an error, actually. This line is not supposed to be here separating. This is supposed to be like one contiguous object. You can see that here in like my proper renders, where this part here is not supposed to overlap. But because like the line art, at least the way I did it in my old version, was kind of janky. You can see here, like, it's not very good. It's not perfect here, not perfect here either. You can see here that there's some artifacts here in the elbows, and they're also really, really annoying me. So again, this is, we're gonna hopefully do our best to fix all that here. I have to be an SVG. I could probably redo it as a vector graphic thing, but whatever. I already have it as this, so I'm not gonna go through that trouble. I don't think it's gonna make it any easier anyway. I'll just kind of stick to this for now. Okay. So let's apply... Okay, So let me, just thinking out loud here. What I'm gonna do is for each outline object. So for example, the hair here has one outline color. And then the little hairs at the back here also have their own outline color. But here for the shirt, see how the sleeves and like the torso part, they're supposed to combine into one like outline. Like you don't see the or you're not supposed to see the outlines of the sleeves here. They're just supposed to look like one contiguous object. So I'll probably put all of those guys into the same vertex group, take the faces of any vertex group, merge them together, and then from there, apply the grease pencil thing we have. Apply the colors from the vertex paint attribute that I assign. And then what I need to do is also, I guess after that, I just need to layer them on top of each other, which I guess I would be doing anyway because right now all of them are on the same plane. But I'll just like kind of nudge them forward and backward because I imagine that this character is going to be seen only from the orthographic camera because it's supposed to be like a 2D thing. It's not 3D. It's a 2D animation. I'm just doing it in Blender because Live 2D is... So I'm going to use Blender instead. It's 4 a.m. Good night and Godspeed. Okay, I'll see you later then. I also think I selected the wrong outline color. Yeah, I selected the one that's supposed to be for the skin. The one for the hair is supposed to be this color here, so I'll just take this and it should be a pretty easy fix. Go here into vertex paints, and I guess I can just watch the vertex paints change here. Like, why is it selecting the grease pencil? Can you stop doing that? But why have you... why is it... Thank you. No! Why are you selecting it again? Stop that. There you go. Okay. Okay, I kind of want to... Oh. Ah. Okay, that's pretty cool. I know I'm the one that made it, so I understand this. I can have different outline colors now. I can paint them the way I want. Okay, but I want to paint the entire face. So I guess it's kind of hard to see because it's brown on brown. I guess I'll just trace it, or can I just select an entire face and fill it? No, whatever. Just do it this way, it's not hard. Okay, and then I'll go back to object mode. Okay, that's correct. Oh wait, nope, I appear to have missed an entire spot. Maybe I should have just done the fill option. Oh, it's because it's not perfectly doing... Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. No, no, no. Why am I struggling so much with this? I should have just done the fill one. Oh my gosh, okay. Okay, just doing a quick little inspection. It seems to be fine, okay. I don't want to have to copy and paste this thing for the entire time. Is there an easier way to do this? Can I have like folders of attributes? Is that even possible? I don't think so. I have the color attribute, which is what I want, but vertex groups. I don't think I can make like a folder of them. I can just make new vertex groups. Unless I can, maybe. Sort by name. I guess I can sort them by name. Sort by bone hierarchy. That's what I need. Okay, I guess there's no folders. Okay, fine. We'll call you hair fronts. And I'll, just as an experiment, I'll do one for the shirts. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put these guys over here to the side. Rotate you. Here. Other 90 degrees, thank you. And you, 90 degrees. Just kind of do a pseudo T-pose here so I can... Because you can see here the meshes for these will overlap, but the outline should not. So I'm going to just make sure I have everything deselected. Why is that still selected? Why are you selected? You're not even in this. You're in a different class. Okay, it's fine. Select these faces. Assign them to this. Okay, correct. I guess I can make this here. Just, can I get rid of this group? Thank you. I'm trying to think of how I would do this for each vertex group, right? For each vertex group, I need to separate its geometry, combine all the meshes together using booleans, and send that mesh through as the one that gets reinterpreted and converted into the outline of the grease pencil outline thingy, and then join back with the geometry. And I feel like there's a way to do that. I feel like there's a way to do this in a more streamlined way than just... Even if I just made these guys like their own group. Here, make group. Even if I did do that, I feel like there must be an easier way of doing it than repeating it for each one. Isn't there a for each actually? For each element. Oh, here. Interesting. Okay. What does this look like? If I put geometry in here and then selection on the iteration domain, geometry whose elements are iterated over. I don't think this is exactly what I want. It's close, but I can't imagine it working. What is a bundle? Bundle closure. What's a closure? I don't know what... Why am I asking? I can just look it up. Okay. Blender geometry nodes bundle. Node bundles. A bundle is a container that groups multiple values into one socket. This makes it possible to pass many values through a single link, similar to a struct. Wait. Wait, really? That's pretty cool. Good evening, morning, meowing. I don't know, pick one. And what was the other one? Closure. What's a closure? Node closures. A closure allows passing custom functionality into a node group. It acts like a function input, enabling user-defined behavior to be evaluated inside another node tree. What? Is this tree scattering? It makes node groups more flexible and reusable by letting users inject a part of a node network into another. Okay, but okay, you know what? I probably, if I don't immediately understand, I probably don't need to use it. So if I bundled geometry together, then maybe... No, I feel like I'm just misunderstanding. Mesh. Or no, wait. Okay, just cut this here. Get another one here. If I have shirt here, and then just make you a boolean because you're either 1 or 0, so it's fine. And I know there's like weight, but I only have 1 or 0, so it's okay. So if you are part of this, then you need to... All of the geometry from this attribute needs to be combined together into using a Boolean operator. So I don't want to have to do separate geometry for each of them though. There must be a better way. Maybe that for each one again. Instances, sample, maybe it's probably in utilities. Here, just cut this off for a sec while I figure out what the heck is going on. How do I just select both of these? There you go. I've put you in here. for each text, for each element. No. But that's gonna be for every mesh. I need to do it for every face. Selection on the iteration domain. No, I need to do it for each attribute. I guess this is not what I need. What else is there? Switch, repeats. What is repeats? Okay. I'm not sure what that would look like, but rotation, field, closure, bundle, text, vector, no, index switch, menu switch. I can import a CSV file. I can import an entire other mesh. What else? Oh my gosh, I can import so much stuff. Gizmo. That's not what I need though. Can I import geometry directly without having to do the attribute thingy? I don't see why it would let me do that, but I'm just curious if you can, because that would be kind of fun. Geometry input. Take reference geometry as an input. No. Actually, why is there like lines under here? It's like implying that there's more underneath here. What? Why is it designed like that? Is there more hiding under this one? What? Why are you here? Go away. Objects. No. Okay, never mind. Capture attribute, domain size, attribute statistic. Oh my, there are so many things. Space geometry. No, I just need to separate the darn geometry. Each of these attributes. Maybe is there like a for each just for these selections? Because that doesn't work, right? But I want to have multiple selections. You see what I'm getting at, right? There must be another kind of for each. Maybe that. What would it even be? Compare bit math. Okay. Utilities. That's what I was looking for. Random value index switch. Can I just change what this is? Layer. Can I, hold on. Hold on, if I, no, but it's going to loop for each of these geometries, not for each of these attributes, which is exactly not what I need. Oh my gosh, okay, fine. What is menu switch? Oh, I have to switch it manually. What is plus? Index switch. Well, I want to have it be done for all of them. There's field variance. Find in string, no. What is a Gabor texture? That's new to me. So many different textures. Generate array, curve on tube, scatter on surface, nope. Okay. Okay, well, I guess nothing just exists for what I want. So separate geometry it is. Man, I already don't like this. Mesh to curve. I guess it doesn't matter where. Well, it does matter. And also I need to set the grease pencil like depth, right? Okay, well I can probably do that later. Whereas I'm gonna do right, combine meshes together. Boolean, mesh boolean. Wait. No, I need to take the... These need to output as one contiguous mesh, not mesh 1 and mesh 2. I need to... I just put it on itself. Union. Ah, never mind. If it's union, it does fine. Manifold, float, exact. Self-intersection? I don't know. Just do the float one, I guess. So did that create one contiguous mesh? I guess we'll find out when I convert it to a curve and then that here. Oh, nope, it didn't work. Okay, then why didn't it? What? Do I need to use another solver? Nope, that made it even worse. Hole tolerance. Manifold. What the heck is a manifold? An input was not manifold. I don't know what that means. What does it mean? Works only on manifold meshes but gives better results. What is a manifold? No, I need to take this entire mesh and turn it into a single contiguous mesh. Do I need to do a for each on each of these little objects? Oh my gosh. If I... No, it won't let me do this. For each of these, just add it to the thingy. I guess I don't really need separate geometry, but I'll keep it there for a second. And then just add it together. Can go in a zone, but not out. What does this look like then? Nope, it didn't work. I was really hoping that would work somehow. How do I do what do I need to do like a remesh? Is that what it wants? That would probably be really, really slow though, wouldn't it? I need to take all of these faces and combine them together. Okay, hold on. Maybe Boolean is not exactly where we want then. Triangulate, subdivision surface. It says multiple mesh inputs. Okay, just put the... Here, just give me this group output so I can easier tell that exactly what's happening here. Here, if I do wireframe mode, yeah, I should be able to see this better. Or, hold on, I can just enable wireframe here, I think. There you go. So you can see the wireframe of what's happening. If anything goes awry, then we'll know. So what I want to do is I need to take these three meshes and combine them together, but they all have the same vertex group. Can I separate each of them separately? Can I separate them separately? That makes sense. Instances, points. Distribute points. No, I don't want to do that. I just want the mesh to combine with itself. Why is that so difficult? I don't understand. Scale elements, extrude mesh, paths and curves. No. No, 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 no. That's not what I want at all. And triangulate, subdivision, subdivide, mesh, split edges. What is mesh to point? If I had a point cloud, density grid is not what I need either. Is it not just mesh boolean? It went away. What if I can't add it onto itself? This isn't any better. No, exact mode never quite worked out for me. What's that going on? This. I'm trying to combine a mesh with itself, but it's not letting me do it. And I don't understand why. Wait. Mesh island? Is there something I can... maybe, no, but then it would just do for each element. Even if I did it for each element here, and imagine it would take for each, if I do for each face of this group, I need each of these faces to be its own separate... Why are there two things here? What is generated? Generate geometry. Oh, get out of here. If I don't quite think this would work either. It didn't combine them because it only does it as one uniform mesh. If I did it here, it doesn't combine them if I do this either, and it wouldn't because that's not how this works. But then, what is what I want? Enclosure field. I probably need to keep looking in the mesh. Edges, corners, topology. That's not what I need either. Mesh volume, split edges. What does that even do? Duplicate mesh edges and break connection with the surrounding faces? I don't want that at all. Flip faces, not what I need. It's gotta be Boolean, right? It's gotta be Boolean. But it's not letting me, it's not letting it self-intersect. If it let itself self-intersect better, I mean, there's an option for that here, but it doesn't make it any better. It's just intersecting edges. No, even if I set it to like intersect mode, it doesn't do that. Oh my gosh. Surely there has to be a way that lets me do what I want. But I don't know what that would be. And I feel like the island thingy is edge boundary, is edge manifold. CV split, edge boundary, vertex neighbors. Retrieve topology relating to each vertex of a mesh. Mesh island is I feel like mesh island is close. It's gotta be, right? It's island index. If I can just take each of the islands and then shove them all into the mesh boolean, but then that's 3 different meshes. Okay. Because these are all part of one single mesh, and I want it to be that way because it makes it so much less cluttered. And it also allows me to use geometry nodes nicer. But that does mean that I have to figure out how the heck I'm going to combine all of these. Is there something you can do about instances? Calculate the interpolated value of a mesh attribute on the closest point. What does that even mean? What is this? The sample value? What value? The sample quaternion. No, get out of here. And what exactly is manifold? What does that even mean? This tool is very similar to extrude faces. No, not extrude manifold. Manifold edges, manifold meshes are okay. I'm working with a plain face here, so I don't think manifolds are gonna help me very much. Okay, well that's fine. Man. Read face area. What does this even mean? Calculate the surface area. That's kind of cool. Is face planar? Is face smooth? Hold on. If I do, where's the... But this won't work either because also, wait, what? Why won't you let me do this? Selects a single value. Oh my gosh. Okay, then that's not gonna work either. I can't use that as a pseudo for each. No, no, no. For each element of the geometry, if it's part of a vertex group, then maybe add it to a new mesh. And is there an empty primitive? No. Boolean, no. Thank you. Oh, okay, that's not... What... How... Is it because it expects a single value? Okay, that's not gonna work. This doesn't seem very good, but... What does this look like? Okay, that didn't exactly do what I want either. Of course, why would it? It's just booleaning with itself and then... Or maybe I can... No. Is what I want just impossible? It seems like such a simple task, but Geometry Note just doesn't seem to have the capability to do it. I need to take all of the mesh islands, all of the planes that occupy a single vertex group, and then combine them together. If I could somehow take apart the vertex group and take apart those mesh islands, And then I could combine them together somehow using magic. Is join geometry isn't exactly what I want, because join geometry just adds the geometry together. It doesn't actually do any math. That Boolean is what I want, because it actually like combines them together and gets rid of overlapping faces, which is what I want. Is there like a resample geometry or raycast? No. Sample nearest. Separate. Displace. Convex hull. Okay, that's interesting. Delete geometry. Merge by distance. That's not gonna do exactly what I want either. Bake. I can just bake it. Cache the incoming data so it can be used without recomputation. I'm sure it will. Convert each input geometry to an instance can be much faster than the join geometry node when the inputs are large. Convert each input geometry into an instance. Why would instances help me? Would instance cells help me? I don't see why they would, but at this point I'm willing to try anything. Okay. No, I don't think instances are going to help us. Extrude mesh. Scale elements, split edges. Duplicate mesh edges, no. Subdivision surface, no. Subdivide mesh, no. No? No. What's the difference between these two? Oh, without using linear interpolation. Okay, well that makes sense, I guess. Flip faces, no. I don't even know what volume does. I don't know if bundles would help me, but maybe. Utilities. Okay, what is a closure? This is just a function, right? And so what they called it, it works like a function. And then bundles work like a struct. Matrix. Man, accumulate field. What's a field? What's a field? Is a field just like... Retrieve data of other elements in the context geometry. Pretty sure field is like any one of these. Okay. Field average, min and max, value on domain. Random value repeat. Repeats. No. Repeat wouldn't. What it's? Iteration. No. That would just be the for each. If I was thinking of having an iteration and then the switch, but that's just the same as the for each. And it wouldn't even help me in my case anyway. For each does provide an index. Maybe like, can I check? Let's compare. Maybe I can do, if these guys are equal, then do something maybe? But that, no, that doesn't make any sense. That's not even gonna help me. No, wait, this is useless. Okay, if I take every element and I see, I could add it to like a new mesh. There's no empty mesh though. I don't know why it doesn't just let me add an empty mesh. Can I just set these to 0? No. Sad. Okay, hold on. Is there a way I can separate islands? What in tarnation? Somebody posted something that's... What in the world? Now, why would I ever use this? Move the spines apart, use the built-in fill curve node, and move the... What's the original locations? Do some of the curves. Split each spine, maximum fill curve. No, wait. This is using Blender 3.6. Oh, this is ancient. What in the world? I can abandon box, use the dimensional for new contralateral join both together, fill curve, extrude, and create a solid volume. I cast node and normal dot product. Okay, so what I'm learning is that this is, first of all, the boolean is only meant to be used for manifold geometries, of which this is not because these are 2D planes. And then apparently the only other way that people seem to be doing it is through a bunch of weird complex math, which involves a bunch of nodes that I don't want to have to deal with. And okay. Oh my gosh, basically it wasn't going to work. I mean, okay, well, there's another way that I could do. I'm not gonna like it, but there's another way I could do this. Hello. It's that I give each individual part its own vertex group and then just combine them in here, which is the nuclear option, really, because that just seems so stupid. Like, why can't I just put these all into one vertex group and then combine them all together? Unless there's some kind of weird hack I can do with curves. Maybe curves will do what I want. I'm not sure. Because I have to convert it to curves anyway. Separate, geometry. Whoops. No, not store. Yeah, see here, it'll at least do that. But what I need to do now is see if I can convert this curve into like one uniform curve, not like one overlapping curve. I need to have it be one uniform curve. That's what I want. I don't know how to do that. I thought meshes would be able to do that, but clearly Blender just won't do it. I don't even think merge by distance would do anything. Mesh normal. Mesh to curve, edge past the curves, dual mesh, extrude mesh. If I separated the vertices and the edges, and then I merged by distance, and then I deleted all of the extraneous ones, would that work? But then how would I distinguish which ones are extraneous and which ones are not? Split edges, because I could do like a split edges thingy. Scale elements, no. Mesh to volume, no. And read, is edge loose? Oh, well, we do have loose edges. Okay, wait, hold on. So if I do... I guess this is supposed to indicate that there are multiple outputs of this. So if I do a split edge, what's it called? Split edges? Split edges. If I split edge, what does it even look like for something to be split edges? Okay, somehow it kept all of its faces. Can I just take the edges itself? Not just the split edges? I just want the edges only. Operations. Duplicate mesh edges and break connection with the surrounding faces. Can I get just edges? Can I just delete the face? Edge past the curves. Extrude mesh and dual mesh. What does dual mesh look like? What does that even mean? Dual mesh. Oh, what happened? What is that? Is that a point? Okay. Oh. What incarnation is this? Okay, that's not what we want. Get out of here. Face neighbors, face... Mesh normal, set nearest, mesh to curve, mesh to density, no. I guess split edges is what we need. But I just want the edges. Not the faces. Because the fact that it's giving me that... Okay. Here's something I can do. I guess I can do something similar, not using meshes, so I can just use the curves. So if I take these curves, see these curves here, and then if I take these curves and then merge by distance, nothing seems to have merged. Unsupported type curve. I am a genius. If I take this and then just... Nope. That doesn't do what I want at all. Okay, well, I didn't think that would work, but with a try. How hard could it be to have a mesh merge with itself? Applying Boolean union to all islands within an object's mesh in a non-destructive way is easy since the introduction of geometry nodes. So wait, does it really only work for manifold meshes then? If let me just do a little test here. If I take this object and I have it like intersect with itself here, so see how there are two distinct objects here, but then if I go to geometry nodes and does this create it into one thing? Oh, it's gone. No, it didn't. What if I change it to exact? Or I guess I could do this. That do it? It's kind of hard to tell now. Oh, it did. See, when I do it here for these manifold meshes, it's okay. The float one is not manifold. Manifold one doesn't work either. But yeah, this works. See how the geometry like literally changed, but for for my old project, I guess for my other project. Wait, no, this is the wrong one. It doesn't work here. It just doesn't want to unify with itself. In fact, it's glitching out. If I extruded you a tiny bit, would that solve it? If I extrude mesh just slightly. Oh my gosh, why are you like this? Hold on. Can I select these faces and then view selected? Oh, it did extrude them. Okay, if I have these guys extruded, can you extrude by like not 10 million much? Why what? No, wait, no. Individual. No, just extruded tiny bits. Is the offset in like meters? It's in scale. Why is it in scale, not meters? Okay, whatever. And then if I let me add the thing. Usually that works. Why didn't it work? It didn't work here either. Oh my gosh. In fact, it's worse now because now this is extruded. Oh my goodness. Like you can see the alpha is struggling to figure out what the heck is going on. Like these lines should have disappeared. Modeling something in Blender. I wish that was what I was doing. That would be much easier than what I'm trying to do. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I guess what I'm approaching is that what I'm asking for is just not possible. Let me try this. If I take, let me just remove this vertex group. If I just like name, if I have two different vertex groups. Let me just call you sleeve. The left one. Assigning. So these guys are part of two different. I don't know how to assign this. I guess I forgot to assign this. Okay, those are part of two different vertex groups, and then if I do attribute, not store, named attributes. Thank you. I want two of these. I make one for the this, and one for the this. And then if I separated their, no, wait. If I separated their corresponding geometries, like, no, like this. And if I boolean them together like this, will you do what I want? Man, I sure hope so, because this is my, like, last-ditch effort. Time to find out. Nope. Oh, man. Okay. Fine. Fine. What intonation is that? What Why is it like this? Okay, well, it seemed to have done something. I'm not... Oh my gosh. Okay, and it doesn't work if it's manifold. I guess I should have expected that. Hole tolerance. Does intersect work? That's not right. Okay, well that doesn't work either. So I guess I'll just... Okay, well if that method is not going to work, then I guess I just need another one. Okay, so if combining the meshes is not going to work, then what would... Because I do have this here. Mesh to curve. Convert this to a curve. If I could get the grease pencil objects maybe to subtract from each other, is that... Can I do that? What would that even look like? Edge length. No, wait, curve. Oh, I'm looking at curves now. Operations, curve to grease pencil, deform curves on surface. What is a fillet curve? Round corners, but no. Interpolate curve, generate new curves. And by interpolating between existing curves? What does that even look like? Guide curves? Points? No, basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the outline of this shape here and get rid of these middle parts. I need to get the outline of this shape. Maybe I could... Okay, this might be a little strange, but what if I... Is there a way for me to... Hold on. Where's like the thing for bounding boxes? Read. Edge boundary. Edge length. Face corner angle. Face group boundaries. No. Sample. Right. Operations. Where's the one for the bounding boxes? Is it in here in geometry? Material operations. Measure by distance. Duplicate. Bounding box. No, I need like convex hull. Mesh that encloses all points in the input geometry with the smallest number of points. I don't... Actually, no. Convex hull probably isn't what I want either. Okay. Because what I was thinking is I can take the bounding box of this and delete everything that is inside of it and just keep the stuff that's on the outside of it by using delete geometry, but it doesn't seem to be... I think merge by distance is what I want. Unless there's like a fancy way of doing this. Oh wait, there's a curve. I don't think merge by distance is what I want either. I wish it was. Connected all. Yeah, I wish it was something a bit more like this where it merged them by, like, see how they're like meshing together here, but like not like that. Because if I do this as it is here, yeah, it'll convert it to the curves. Why are you not showing up as a color again? Did I not? I guess I didn't paint you, but vertex paints. Maybe you have to be this nice green color. There you go. Green, dark green. Okay, that color isn't even showing up here, which is not good. Is it the weird glitch that happened again where I need to import a grease pencil object for it to do something? It sure is. Okay, well that's weird. I don't understand why it's not like that. Okay, whatever. At least I can see it now. So it really annoys me that they're overlapping each other. Create a separate layer for each instance. No, that's not what I want either. Okay, that's not gonna do what I want either. Fill, no. What does fill even look like? Oh, it doesn't even work. Why not? That doesn't make sense. Okay, whatever. Stroke is what I need anyway. So there's just no way for me to do what I want. Is there? No, don't add here. Should be points. Anything here with the grease pencil, right? Operations. Merge layers. I don't really think it's going to do what I want. A named layer selection. Endpoint selection is spine cyclic, spine length, spline parameter, spline resolution, sample. What does sample curve do? I don't think it's gonna do what I want. Curve, right, set curve normal, tilt, positions, type, cyclics, set resolution, set spline type. And generate a mesh on the XY plane which faces on the input curves. Subdivide curve. Reverse curve, resample curve, generate a polyspline, interpolate curves. I tried this already. I'm not exactly sure how this works. I guess I can just read. Base curves that the new curves are interpolated between. Well, if there is a way for me to do that, I don't know. Okay, because even if I take the whole mesh and color its outlines, they would need to hide from each other. I was like betting on just being able to boolean them together, but clearly it won't let me do that. Because of course it won't. That would make too much sense. So instead I have to... is there a way I can make it so that they subtract when they obfuscate each other? I don't think there is a way to do what I want, because I think I really feel like I've exhausted every option. If I put in front, I'm trying to imagine stuff in my mind, see if I can think of a new way, but I don't think I can. Or the mesh out in front. I can just, even if I just delete certain vertices to just get rid of the problem, but then when I rotate the arms, then there's going to be stuff that's showing and not showing when it shouldn't be. Unless I changed where the rotation point is supposed to be at that intersection of the outlines. That could work. if I set the intersection point to be like over here, and that's also the rotation point, then when I rotate it, it'll say connected. If I get rid of all the other points that are overlapping, then I guess I can just define those points using another vertex group or something, or weight paint or whatever. And then once I do that, once I define all of those points, when I move the... But that technique won't work for the arms, which also need to be their one whole mesh. Because the arms will have to follow similar logic, like the elbows and stuff. So, okay, gosh, oh my goodness. Okay. So, what is softness? I don't know. Or is there a way for me to select just a face group? Group faces into regions surrounded by the selected boundary. What does that even mean? I just use the split faces into boundary groups. Wait. If I do the... Oh my gosh. Face group ID... If I do the switch maybe, but switch only accepts one. Yeah, wait, hold on. Can you do face group? Can I wait? No. If I take just those and take their faces, and can I like just no. Points. Okay, if this doesn't work, then no, 'cause I can't. I was almost thinking like maybe you could project an image of the meshes onto something and then use that as an outline. Like take their shadow, you know, instead of just combining them straight up. I don't know how I would do that though. And then also use it here. Can you convert them maybe? Read, where's face neighbors? True topology invention relating to each face area. What does it give me? Vertex count or face count? How many faces does the face have? Is that what you're asking me? Sample nearest surface. It's asking me for a mesh attribute. Calculate the interpolated value. Okay, no, that makes sense, but it's also not what I need. If I could somehow take their edges and combine them together. Edge neighbors. Choose the number of faces that use each edge as one of their sides. No, that won't do what I want. I need to see if the edges, shortest edge paths, find the shortest paths along mesh edges to selected end vertices. Summarizable cost per edge. No, vertex neighbors. No, I don't think. I'm thinking this one is the one that I want. But yet it's not. Oh man, okay. God. It's fine. I didn't go to blend school. Hello. And I feel like each mesh island, the mesh islands pull from the entire object, not just from my selection. Like if I exported this island count, I bet it would say like however many it is. What does it say? Okay, it doesn't tell me anything. Why isn't it telling me what it is? Okay, great. Just fine. If I take those, because I know you can have another, like a separate geometry output. What can I even do with that? Nothing? Named attributes. Even if I did add them to an attribute, how would that help me? Even if I took another, if I imported them into another object, that's just the same, it's just the same deal, same difference. If I take all the things I need to put them into a separate object, that's just the problem I had before, and then I'll just rule out that idea. So if I, oh man, I could define spaces perhaps. Like literally have user, like I define meshes where geometry is manually deleted instead of just, okay, wait, hold on. So if I do this where okay, so if I do a separate geometry, I should only select these guys, and then I create a new object which selects these vertices here. Like I have to manually select them, but I will be manually selecting these objects and then deleting them like myself. So if I do here mesh primitives, like a mesh line, mesh circle. No, I want a circle. And then can I at least see geometry here? Let's see what the heck is happening. And also, where does this spawn? Is it spawn at the origin? Oh, it sure does. Okay, but then that means... But then I need to define a place here where maybe that mesh spawns in. How do I even do that? I can define a singular point, I guess. It might get decimated away though, so that means I would need to apply the decimation. Oh my gosh. Maybe I should just not have geometry nodes do it. I'll just define it manually. So if I have a circle here, doesn't need to be on high res. Like it'd be a 16-point circle, which is not a circle at all really, but if I input this in here, and then define another vertex group here where I call this like, I'll just call it, I'll call it void. So all of the All of the vertices that fall within this space here must be deleted. I'll make that a face. Actually, I don't know if I will. I want to see what works without doing that. So all of the vertices that are like in this spot here will get deleted. At least that's my theory. That's what I hope to achieve. So if I assign these and can I make it so that some of these aren't rendered? Okay, whatever. If I do a where's the separate? I already have this set up here. And then I took the geometry of the void stuff and I do a delete geometry here. I guess I don't need to do a separate geometry. I can just do this directly, and it didn't work. And probably because oh man. Face of corner, vertex of corner. No, no, yes, no. Is there a way for me to check if a vertex is within another face? What do these even return? Retrieve the vertex each face corner is attached to. What does that even mean? Retrieve the vertex each face corner is attached to. Isn't it attached to multiple vertices? Oh my gosh. I feel like I need to exploit some of these topology features here. Retrieve corners that make up a face. Retrieve edges of corner. Retrieve the edges on both sides of a face corner. Edges of vertex. Retrieve the edges connected to each vertex. Retrieve the face each mesh. Next of the face, each corner is a part of. Okay, just get rid of this. I don't think this is going to work. What is this corner index? A corner to retrieve data from. So if I get a corner, it'll tell me what face it is. Index of the corner starting from the first corner in the face. How do I even tell which one the first one is? Can I define that? I guess I can't define it because I decimated it. Index of the... I mean, it is a range, right? I could delete a range of vertices. I think that'll leave us with an incomplete mesh though, because we just have how the way it is. All of this is to get a stupid outline. All I need is the outline of this. If I put multiple grease pencil objects onto the same layer, like if I kind of exploit how grease pencil works, maybe I can do something. Why is there... Get out of here. So have this outline thing. Is there something I can do with these grease pencils instead of doing it back in the meshes? Is there something I can do here with the grease pencils? What is selection? Oh, selects the color. Maybe I can select the color of some... No. Uh, if I do even if I had the grease pencil render below the line or below the mesh itself, which I guess would both work but also be really stupid. So even if I did that and like rejoin the geometry back, or wait, hold on, wrong one. Did like that and then somehow got grease pencil to render, which by the way, it seems to be like Z fighting here. Which is interesting, but if I had it, like if I displace it, displace geometry here. Oh my gosh. Oh, where'd it go? If I set it, there you go. That's what I need. What if I change the value of this? Oh, I'll just do it at the Z, or I guess the negative Z, so I can make this 1, or make this like that. Oh, that's not enough. Can I change the radius of this? So, there you go. That's kind of a pseudo way of fixing it. That looks really dumb though, and there's some weird artifacts happening here. See, this is kind of the effect that I wanted, but at the same time you can see that the outline doesn't look quite correct. Like, what is this post-substep process? A geometry process to apply type closure after each displacement step. What is a step? Why is it stepping? If I convert it to grease pencil, set the color and opacity for the stroke fills. I don't think so. Okay. Man, this would all be solved if the Boolean just worked. Oh my gosh. If the Boolean just did what I asked it to, and none of this would be a problem. If only it worked. Which it doesn't. If I extrude a mesh, can I make it manifold? See, it's not manifold at the bottom here because it's missing a face. Is there a way I can fix that? That's a very small width. Probably see it if I turn on the wireframe. There's an extremely small width there. And then if I... How do I close the mesh? Is that even possible? Well, that didn't make the Boolean work any better. I feel like if I could get this to be a manifold mesh, then it might work. That's not really how extrude works, though. But I wish it was. Mesh operations, split edges, subdivide. Mesh to volume, mesh... mesh to curve. Separate components. Split a geometry into separate output for each type of data. Well, that's for each type of data. Instances, mesh, curve. So that's not really gonna work. Yeah, geometry seems to be the catch-all for this kind of thing. Duplicate, merge by distance, sort elements. Oh, changing their indices. A split. Can I even see? How do I see indices? Is that something I can look at? Attribute text? I don't know what that looks like. Viewport overlay statistics, light colors, origins. And it'd be cool if I could see some of these things. Active objects, gizmos. All these are already enabled. Okay. And that's not what what is this top and side? Can I, does not let me close a mesh that I opened. This extrude is not the right one, but I don't see what other thing it could be. Corners of edge. Extrude mesh. I already did the extrude. Joining new vertices while keeping them connected by their boundary. That's not gonna do what I want now, is it? Is this offset vector? I don't think it's really gonna help me, but even if I extruded a bunch, it didn't make the combining meshes any better. In fact, it didn't change it at all. Like if I select the original geometry here. Okay, it's gonna be slow, but oh my gosh. Get rid of the extrude. The mesh boolean seems to be extremely slow. It also seems to calculate it less noisily when I do it like this. But it didn't get rid of the weird artifacts. They're still, yep, they're still there. Like there's these weird artifacts. Okay. A shirt skyscraper. Oh, man. That's not what I need. I just needed to... Oh. I just need these stupid vertices to combine. I don't understand why they don't just combine. Okay. It seems like such a simple task that this program can't do. It's really annoying me. Okay. Maybe what I can... Alright, let me try something. If I just extrude it manually, like if I manually go in and extrude it and make it their own mesh, will that do what I want? Like if I just, let me just exaggerate it and so I can, so can you, hold on, get rid of this for a sec. If I manually extrude this, right, and I take all of these, because notice there's no, oh wait, there is a face on the bottom. Oh wait, there is a face on the bottom. It doesn't do that in geometry nodes. Okay, whatever. And then if I take this group output and put it here, and then, oh my gosh, no. Take this and put it here. Does that combine the geometry? No, it doesn't. Probably because I didn't assign them to the same vertex groups. Okay, so if I select all you guys by your seams, and add all of you to the same vertex group, assign, and then I do a boolean on this, not that kind of boolean, a mesh boolean operator. That hasn't seemed to do what I want either. In fact, it's what... Nope. I... Oh. Why is the geometry... It's still not what I want. Still not adding them together. Instead it's just being... It's just complaining. The mesh intersect is not doing what I want either. I mean, it complains less when I do it like this, but using the... Because I know now if I just input this here, yeah, it'll just create like a wireframe like that. That's not what I want though. And plus it's still overlapping. At least I'd be getting somewhere if it didn't overlap, but it's still overlapping in this area here. Okay, well. Okay, won't control Z any more than that. Fine. Can you do a... and then... Okay. I really don't want to have to go back to using the line art modifier, because it's such a nightmare to use the line art modifier. I really just wanted to use geometry nodes. Okay. How long have I been doing this? Do I even want to know? I'm on this almost 3 hours. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's not fine. I'm actually so ticked off right now. I'm trying not to show it, but I'm so annoyed that this program won't do of everything Blender can do, of literally everything it can do. It cannot do this one thing. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know if maybe I just need to think of some roundabout way that I can do this, but because the Boolean doesn't work. And I can't really think of anything else that would. If I have the... Because what I could do is that I could define some vertices to just delete. And then I guess I can just change that on the fly, but I'd like it to be whatchamacallit, automatic. Man, I'm losing my mind. It's fine. Because I could just say delete these vertices from the outline, but then like it would look kind of strange whenever stuff rotated. Like it would only work for this one, from this one angle, right? So anything here that I think might help. I don't want to remesh it, that's for sure. What is this animation tab? UV map, shape key. Because what it could do is I could define a new vertex group of things that just shouldn't be included in the outline. And manually set it. That's what I was saying before, that would just look strange and have weird artifacts, but it would work. But I really don't want to go there. Okay, you know what? I'm done. I don't think it's almost midnight for me now. I don't think any amount of thinking is gonna save it now. So I'll probably just have to do some research, maybe watch some videos. But that's all. I'm going to bed. I'll see you.